So first of all, is there any doubt from the previous class? From previous class?
Sir, so far no doubt, sir.
No doubt. Great. Manish, any doubt?
No, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Rehan, any doubt?
Good morning, no doubt.
Okay, okay, fine, fine.
জুমে ওই বাণীর মেলটা বুঝুন বাণীর মেলটার মধ্যে আছে বাণী রঙ্গনাথনের মেলের মধ্যে ইমেল নেই জুমে হচ্ছে তো
So, if you are talking about Excel or advanced Excel, then one thing that we have to understand, if you will do like complicated calculation in Excel, then you have to be very good in functions. So we have 5 pillars here. So first pillar is called functions, like VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, sum, average, minimum. These are the function which is very important. And if you are talking about the second pillar, which is called formulas. So what is the difference between functions and formulas? So if you are doing calculation, complex calculation, where you can't retrieve your like goal or maybe answer with a single function, then you have to combine few functions together, and that is called formulas. That means we can say formulas is a combination of functions. So this is parallelly important. So function is important, formulas again important. The third pillar is tab options. These are the tab options. If you are talking about like sorting, filter, text to column, or maybe pivot table, charts, graph, these are the tab options. So these three pillars are most important. After that, we'll give you some assignments for practice. So that is parallelly important, because if you want to just implement something, so you have to go through the questions and such kind of database, then you can do the assignment work. So this will help you to how to implement this function or formulas or tab options. So this is again very important. Last one is dashboard, which is very important because we have to create dashboard for our team or maybe for your client. So that dashboard is parallelly important. Apart from these 5 pillars, we have required another very important thing, that is called shortcut, like control C, control V, all control V. So there are several shortkeys we have to learn, we have to implement. So in these 5 pillars, today we will talk about functions, because without function you can't perform, you can't create reports. So functions are very important. So today we'll talk about some functions. We have to learn so many functions. Among these, we will learn about 30-40 functions today. So our today's topic is functions. See, we can divide functions into two parts. One is called without reference function and another is called with reference functions. So what is the difference between without reference function and with reference function? So here, first of all, we can divide it into two parts, without and with reference. Then we can understand these are very few. These are only 1% overall, only 1%. And mostly functions are with reference. So what is the difference between without reference and with reference? For example, if you talk about rand function and if you talk about rand between function. So see, if you are applying rand function, then just write your function name, bracket open, bracket close. That means you are not just putting here any references, no data, no date, no time, no text, nothing is there in between two brackets. So that is why this is called without reference, without argument, without syntax, and you will get the answer. And the second one is rand between. If you do the same work here, so that will not work, you will get error kind of thing. So with reference means if you are applying this kind of functions or formulas, then you have to give some references. That means in rand between, we can start with bottom number and we can end with the top number. So that is, if I'm doing as a bottom as 100 and as a top as a 500, so you will get a value between 100 to 500. So what is the difference between rand and rand between? So with the help of rand function, we can generate random number between 0 to 1 in decimal. And if you talk about rand between, you can again generate random number, but that should be as per your requirement, like between any two digit. Like as per example, here we have applied 100 and 500. So you will get any value between 100 and 500. So this is your command. You can control it. But here there is a no your command, just you will get the data. But this is in between 0 to 1. So what is the difference between without and with? If you are applying without function, reference function, you don't have to give any syntax or references here. In this case, you have to give references. So by using these two functions, we can create random data creation, which is already discussed during the first session. So I guess you are aware with the difference between rand and rand between. Is it right?
Sir, for my benefit, can you just, kind of what actually does a random data creation, what it is to be used for? Can you just see that?
Yes, definitely we will do that. We will do that. Anyone, can you tell me the difference between rand and rand between? Manish ji? Manish Rana? Sir, can
Yes,
you,
sir.
yeah, can you tell me what is the difference between rand and rand between?
The difference is that if the number that between 0 to 1, it comes in rand, and for generating OTP or any other number for creation of any data, so we
Exactly.
can use rand between
Exactly.
for any references.
Okay. So if you are talking about Rahul sir, if you are aware with the OTP, one time password, so that is only generated through rand between command. Suppose if you want a OTP of like 5 digit, suppose this cell is connected with your mobile number and you are just spending some money or transferring few amount to someone. So if you write your amount, you will get a random value, that is OTP value, in your registered mobile number to proceed this. Why OTP? Because if you just start sending other amount, you will get another OTP. So we can say with the help of rand between command, we can generate random value. In random value, if you are talking about like any, if you are going to practice something, then you require practice data. So creating, for practicing or creating new data, you can use random data creation, where you have to use rand or rand between. In the industry, the same command used for OTP generation or CAPTCHA kind of creation. So these are the importance of rand or rand between.
Okay. So in our business scenario, generally, where would this find
No, no,
use?
no, no. This is not for real kind of. So this is for just create practice data or overall industry using this for security reason for OTP kind of work. But practically, if you are talking about your case, our case, so generally we can't do this. But yes, if you are learning Excel, then you can generate thousands of data in seconds, few seconds, by using this. So this is again important for learners.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now we'll start with these functions. So basically we have divided functions into two parts. One is called without reference and another is called with reference. And what is the example? So rent is without reference and rent between is the with reference. But now we can start with properly without reference function. So we have only 6 without functions, which is very much important, and you have to just recall, retain in your mind, because this will work to automate your VLOOKUP, to automate your HLOOKUP. So these are very important. So without reference function, we have 6 function. First one is today, second one is now, row, column, pie, and already we are aware with rand. So we have only 6 functions which is under without reference function. So which kind of result we will get after using this function? So starts with equal sign. Always functions or formulas start with the equal sign. So just type equal today, bracket open, bracket close, because you don't have to give anything in between two brackets and you will get the answer. The answer is to get the current date. Today is the 30th September 2022. So this is the current date. So with the help of today function, we will get current date. The same if you use now means to get current date along with the time. Again, there is a function called row without reference. Without reference means, so what you will get? You will get the current row number of the cell. If you are talking about in which cell you are working, so we are working on B4 cell, but the row number of this cell is 4. The same way, column gives us the column number of the current cell. So you are working in the second column. Anywhere you can apply. Suppose here we are using row function. So row means current row is 8. If you are talking about column, current column is 5. This is the fifth one. First, second, third, fourth and fifth. So this is the difference between row and column. And by using this function in future, you can automate your VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP. So don't ignore these basic function, because without basic we can't do advanced. So you have to just recall, you have to focus on the basic part, so we can combine this and we can get very dynamic formula. So today means to get current date, now means date along with the time, row means to get the current row number, column means to get current column number, pi is simply value of pi, that is 22 upon 7, that means 3.14. And rand, you are aware with the rand, so generate random number between 0 to 1. So these 6 functions are called without reference function. Why? Because we don't have to put anything in between two brackets. So every function is okay. Is it okay now, Rahul sir?
Yes, understood.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, Rehan. Rehan sir, can you tell me? Is
Yes,
it
yes.
okay? All clear?
Yes, all clear. You
Very
please.
nice. Very nice. So now we will go with reference function. So our second category is with reference function. So we have done 6 functions which is under without reference, and here is a no logic. You don't have to give any, create any logic or something like that, because this is fixed. If you write this, you will get this. But here you can generate, you can create your logic. But before proceeding major formulas, creating major formula, you have to be very good in basic function. So now we'll start with reference function. Reference means what? Reference, or we can say syntax, or we can say data, or we can say value, anything is called reference. Suppose if you are creating random data, you have required a practice data here in this cell. Suppose in between 10 to 100. So either we can put manually something like that, or we can use equals to rand between 10 comma 100. That means you will get random data between two given number. So you can save your time to create random data or practice data. Suppose here is subject name and here is marks. So I am putting here physics, chemistry, math, bio, English, Hindi. So again and again, if you will use rand between, so this will change again and again. So what you can do is you can use paste special, copy this, there is a right click, paste special and value. So that will fix, no changes now. Okay, now our practice data is ready. So you don't have to wait for big data. You can create big data in few seconds or small data in few seconds by using rand between. So our data is ready and one function is already clear, so which is called rand between. So rand between means to create random data between two given number. If you put 10 to 100, you will get data in between 10 to 100. If you put here 1000 to 10,000, so you will get data in between 1000 to 10,000. So this is the functionality of rand between. But now we will talk about the most useful function which is very common in the industry. One is sum, another is max, min, average, product. So we will talk about these 5 function, and after me you have to explain. That is why just listen carefully. How does it work? Equals to sum means if you select your complete range, that means your data. So what you will get? You will get the total or sum of the numerical values. Whether you will just select the numerical value or you will select the whole data, you will get the sum of the numerical value. The same way, max means you will get the highest value within the range. Same, there is a min function, means you will get the minimum value within the range. Average means what? You will get the average of the numerical value. And the product, which is not very much popular and very common, but yes, you have to understand the functionality of product means multiplication. So this is the result of multiplication. That means this into this into this into this into this and into this, you will get the result of this. So sum means to get the total sum of the value, numerical value. Max means to get the highest value. Min means the minimum value. Average means average value. And product means the multiplication of this data. So everyone is clear on this?
Yes.
So randomly I'll just talk about you all and you have to just explain. Randomly I'll tell you the name. Sumit. Sumit
Yes.
G. Can you please explain these 5 functions?
Yeah. So basically, one first function is sum. Sum is basically to put this formula to get the result of all the numerical value totals.
Okay.
And the maximum is to put this formula to get the data maximum of this numerical value.
Highest value. Yes. Very good.
Yeah, highest. And the same as well, minimum will show the minimum value of the numerical value.
Right.
That is the difference. And average, to put this average formula, you get this average of this numerical value.
Great.
And in the product, multiplication of all the numerical value.
Exactly. So this is the way we'll teach you. I'll just explain you. After explaining, one of you have to explain. So this way, there is a communicative way we can learn everything. So again, after these 5 functions, we have to learn more 5 function on the same data. So I'm just copying it and pasting it. So there are few functions, which is one is count, another is count A, count blank, rows and columns. Here is rows and columns. It was earlier row and columns. Row means you are talking about the single cell, but here we are talking about the range, more than one cells. So we'll talk how we can use this. First of all, we have to start with count. See, listen carefully. Count. The same way, under count function, we have to select the range. You will get few numbers. So 6 represents, in this range we have 6 numerical value. That means count means to count only numerical cells in a range. Count only numbers in a range. That means we can say only number. Next, there is a count A. Count A. Count A means count all, whether they are number, text, symbol, date, anything, except all, except blank cell. There are none of cell are blank. But if you just delete it, there is a one blank, there is a one blank cell. So instead of 14 you will get only 13. There are only 5 numerical value. If you just delete one more from cell, then you will get 4 and 12. If you delete the name of the subject here, then see there is a reflection which is on only count A, because count A means count all except blank. So this is not counting the blank cell. And the third function is count blank, means you are going to find how many cells having no data. So there are 3 cells within the range having no data. So we have 3 blank cell. So only blank cell. Now come to rows. Rows means in this array means range. In this range we have 7 rows. How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you are talking about columns, so how many columns in this range or array or data? So we have only 2 columns, D and E, subject and marks. So these are columns. So columns means to find out the total number of columns we have in this data, total number of rows in data, total number of blank cells in data, total number of cells which is not blank, that means non-blank cell, which is 11. If you are talking about count, so how many cells having numbers, so this is called count. So parallelly, second time you have to explain the things. So I want Divakar, please just tell me the like difference between these functions, and you have to explain this. Divakar Tiwari. Divakar,
Yes, sir.
yes, please. Can you
Count
explain
means,
this? Yeah.
count means the whole cell of which we are selecting
Mm-hmm.
in one shot. And count A means
No worry. I guess you are not aware, not able to explain right now. But what you can do is, sir, there is a recording option there, so you can go through recordings and try to explain. So that is the good way to learn. So first of all, another we have Rahul Bharat. So sir, can you tell me?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Count means that within the cell range, it will return the number of cells which have numerical value.
Very nice.
Count A means that within cell range, it will return whatever cell has any kind of value, whether it is numeric or or alphabets.
Exactly.
Count blank means this would return value or the number count of cells which do not have any value whatsoever.
Exactly.
Rows would mean between the cell range how many rows are there.
Exactly.
Similarly, columns would mean within cell range how many columns are there.
Very nice. So I request you all to listen carefully once I am explaining. Once it's done, that is your turn, then you have to explain. So carefully listen everyone. This way we can learn easily.
Brajesh, one question.
Yes.
Do we need to take some kind of notes, or will there?
Yes. We will send you a written notes along with this video. So no worry. So we generally we are sending three things. One is your most important sheet, worksheet, that is Excel sheet, and another is video, the same video, and another is notes. So after this, you don't have to do anything except practice. You have to try to just watch video again and again. Try to do practice on the same sheet, or you can create another sheet for practice. And notes is a supporting material which help you to understand the things more clearly. So everything is like fixed, that is already like scheduled, everything is there. So just you have to do practice, not more than that. You don't have to write anything. Yes, you can retain your notebook and pen during the class or during the practice. If you have any doubts, so you can write, and if we get the common time, then we can explain and we can clear your doubt. So I guess during practice, that is very important, because if you doing practice and you are stucking somewhere, just you have to write the point and we will explain during the doubt session, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. So now we can see we have done 17 function easily. If you go through one and one carefully in the first or second or third time, after that you can easily explain all the function within 2 minutes. How? Today means to get the current date, now date along with the time, row to get the current row number of the cell, column current column number of the cell, pi value of pi, rand to create random value between 0 to 1. Done. Now come to rand between, to create random value between two given number. Sum, you will get the sum or total of a value of a range, max highest value in a range, mean lowest value in a range, average means average of a range, and product means multiplication of a range. Again, if you go for count, so count means to get the numerical cells within the range, total number of numbers in a range. Count A means count all except blank. Count blank means how many cells having no data, so that is count blank. Rows means total number of rows in a data. Columns, total number of columns in a data. See, if you will be like practicing like this, if you are very much okay with the data, then we can practice this type of function within 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So more important is you have to 1, 2 or 3 times you have to work on the basic part. So explanation or revision is a very like small things after your concept. So we have done 17 function. Now we have to move to next, and there are very basic function which is called upper, lower and proper. So these are the very basic function which is very much again useful. Suppose if you have very important data with you, suppose you have a database, huge database, and question is there is a problem in few problems in a data. Suppose in doctor there are R is capital and D is small. In Brajesh case there is a E is capital. In Khushi there is a S is capital. In Neha there is a H is capital. In Mr. there are R is capital. In Amar M is capital. Such kind of data you have. We can say in this data we have just typing mistake here. But obviously if you are sitting with your boss, so you can't show your report like this. So you have to clean this data. For this scenario, what we can do is we have 3 text function which is very important. First function is called upper. Upper means equals to, if you do upper means all capital letter is convert in all capital letter. Lower means completely lowercase, that means all small letters, and proper means this is most common first letter of each word, so this is proper. So suppose if you have to just rectify the whole data, which can be maybe 10 data or 10,000 or 10 lakhs data, just you have to explain, spend 1 minute. How? Just use upper, select a data, bracket close, enter, you will get one result and then double click. So now your data is ready for upper. The same way there is a lower means all small cases. For single, after single you have to double click or drag, so this is the second. If you are talking about proper, so just select one cell, you will get a proper name, then double click or drag, so you will get the proper data. So this way we can clean our data. For data cleaning, these functions are very important. This is very basic, but these are very important. When you are going to just explore or present your data in front of your boss or your client, you can't show name like this. It might be these are created by juniors, but you can't just copy and paste. You have to work on this, you have to be aware on these functions, so you can show your data in the form of upper or maybe lower, or this is the most common, that is proper. So upper, lower, proper, these are the functions which is applicable on text. This not work on the number. So there is a no reflection of upper, lower and proper case on number or even in symbols. So no upper, lower or proper. There is a no reaction. So this work on only text, not on number or symbols. Yes, we have another function which can work on the both. So that is called total number of characters in a cell. Suppose if I am talking about how many characters we have, see here we are applying equals to len. Len means total number of character including space or including symbols. So in Dr. Brajesh Anand, we have 16 characters including space. Doctor though 2, Brajesh is 7, 7 plus 2 9, and then 5, 9 5 14, and 2 we have a space, then 16. The same way you will get the answer. So we have only 6 character or 6 digit here, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So len means total number of character including space or special character or characters. Total number of characters including space. So we have again 4 more function with us, which is upper, lower, proper and len. So this is now your turn. Ankit, can you explain this? Ankit Rathore, please unmute your voice first. Unmute your Ankit. Anyone can help Ankit to unmute? No reaction? No worry. Ankit? No reaction, no worry. This time Muhammad Rihan. Sir, can you tell me?
Yes, sir. Upper function is used for to convert all the character into uppercase,
Very nice.
and lower function is for convert all the character into lower case,
Very nice.
and proper is used for make it as it is.
No, as it is. This is not at it is. So this is at it is not. First letter of each word capital. First letter. That means if you are talking about title, that is doctor, so D is capital. In Brajesh's case, B is capital. In Anand case, A is capital.
Oh, okay. So,
Yes, in proper case, that means first letter of each word capital. All small, all capital, and this is the most common, which is first letter of each name capital, each word capital.
okay.
Then
So,
length.
length is the total number of character including space.
Very good, very good. So we have done 21 functions here. So now we have to move
20 functions, 20,
20 or 21.
20. Initially 6, then 5, and this
There is a
is
rand between also. There is a rand between also.
okay.
Yeah, we have 21. How we can find? So this is the answer here. 21. Count. You can see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5. 12. 5 again. So 17, 18, 19, 20 and 21. So we don't have to just count like this, just you have to click on a column, you can find how many functions we have done. So there is a count option which provides us number of data we have. If you are talking about B column, we have 24 data. If you are calling about C column, we have only 14 data. If you are calling about D, we have only 17 data. So this way we can use count kind of thing. Okay, now we have to move for next level. So we have some function which start with equals is, some functions which is starting from is, like is number, is text, is odd, is even, is error, is blank. So we have 6 functions which start with is. If I just ask you, is this your pen? That means what? Either you will say yes or no. The same way, here you have two options, either true or false. In the form of true or false, you will get the answer. Suppose we have a number and we have a text. We have two values. If I am talking about is number functions, so they are talking about value. So if you go for value here, so he will check whether they are number or not. Because this is number, so you will get true. If you are talking about the Rahul, is number this, so this is not a number, so you will get false. The same way, is text. Is this text or number? No, this is number, that is why you will get false. Is odd. Odd or even works on number. So whether this is odd number or even number, because this is odd number, so you will get true. If you are talking about is even, so either this is even number or odd number, so this is odd number, so you will get false. If you are talking about is error, so you are asking, is there any error in this cell? So there is no any error in this cell, that is why you will get false. Is blank. Is this blank cell? No, this is not a blank cell, so you will get false. Is blank and you are talking about this cell, so because this is blank cell, so you will get true. And where we can use is error, if suppose if you are doing any function like sum or just a simple 25 plus 5, if you are writing like this 25 plus 5, so automatically you will get error, not answer. In this case you can use error. If you are asking about is error, is this error? Yes, this is an error, so we can get true. So this is all about either true or false. based on you are asking something, is this number or not? If there is a number, then true. If number is not there, then false. Text is there, then true. Text is not there, then false. If there is an odd number, you will get true, otherwise false. If error is there, you will get true, otherwise false. If there is a blank cell, you will get true, otherwise false. So this is the six. These six functions are very important. These are the function which is very much important. Once we will go for logical function, if, nested if, kind of, then that will work a lot to doing like multiple calculation kind of thing. So that is why we have to work on the basic part first. So now it's your turn. From your team, one of them can explain. Sanchita is there, but there is a no audio video option is there. Sanchita, no reaction. Sanchita, yes, Sanchita Haldar.
Hello.
Yes, now it's audible. Sanchita,
Yes.
please explain these functions.
Yes. His number. His number is here. I just put his number. We equal his number and within bracket the number. Then we get true.
Why? Because this is number.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next.
Then next another one is text. Is text equal to is text and within a bracket a number. Then we get false.
Okay. Nice.
Yes.
Is odd.
And next one is odd. Is odd equal to and is odd and within a bracket this number and this is will get true.
Exactly, because this is odd number.
Yes. And another one is even.
Yes.
Is equal to and is even and within a bracket this number and we get false because this number is false.
Great.
And is error equal to is error and within a bracket and this number is and we get false because it is false.
Because this is number, this is not error. Because this is error. This is a number, this is not error. If you are talking about any error, hashtag, name, reference error, value error, then you will get true because this is an error kind of thing. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes.
come to is blank.
And now is blank and within a bracket is number and so it is false.
Exactly, because there is a no error in the reference cell, there is a no error in this cell. But if you are no blank in this cell, if you are talking about the blank cell, so you will get true. So this is right. Very nice. Okay. Yes.
Sir, how many types of errors are there? In your example, there is name error because we have put one number and one text.
Yes.
So that's name error. So can you tell how many types of error are there?
If there is a mixed data, like if you are talking about Delhi 85, so this is called text, not number. Mixed data is considered as a value, considered as a text, not as a value. In mixed condition.
Oh,
Either
in
you
mixed
have to-
condition, we are putting in only value, not
Only text, not value.
only text. Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay,
Text. We will
okay,
consider
sir.
as a text, not value. If you are talking about one is number, and if you are talking about room, so room is text. If you just mix it like room 1, so again this is under text. this is text, this is number, but if you just mix it, then this is again called text.
Okay.
Sir, is error function where it is used generally? How it is used? What's the use of this?
This is very good question. If we will learn on logical function. Suppose if you are applying something through if this data is this, and you will get answer as an error, then you can rectify your error with this function. So we will learn about this, how we can implement this and where we can implement this. We will learn in the future. But the most important part is you should know this is the function, and once we will apply, then you have to be very much aware with this. Then you can apply.
Right, sir.
Yeah.
So can you explain is error function once again? I lost it in between.
Each
Is error.
is error. This is nothing, sir. See, I am talking about is error. That means you are asking about any value, whether there is an error in this cell or not, because this is 85, this is nothing, is an error, so you will get false. If you are talking about is error and selecting your cell which contain error, that means we have error in this cell, so you will get true. If there is an error, then true. If there is a no error, then this is false. This is simple. So all clear?
Yeah.
Great. So we have done 27 function.
But sorry, one follow-up question.
Yeah.
What is it actually examining? For example, in this cell D49, 85 is the value. वो 85 is a value. उसमें false है या true है? What is the error it is checking?
No. Error, if you are working on Excel, na, so error comes with like this type of NA kind of, if hash reference kind of, hash name kind of. So this is called error. If you will just implement this in advanced feature, then you will easily understand the importance of this function. I'll just tell you, this is for your satisfaction. We will cover in the future. So suppose there is a data. And if I am talking about there is a value, we have multiple value here. That can be a number or text or numerical value, which can be suppose we have mixed data. We have numbers, we have text, but my boss wants only odd number. We have to retrieve your odd numbers from this data. How you can retrieve? So this is the complex question for beginners. How you can retrieve? You can't do manually like 33, then 73, 77, because maybe you have 10 lakhs data. You can't do manually. I want a formula so we can easily take odd data. So suppose if you talk about is odd and select this, so you will get true, where if you are talking about this helping column where we have applied is odd function, so we have three answers. One is true, another is false, and another is error. So you have to retrieve only true kind of data. If you will apply, if this is true, if B2 equals to true, then you have to pull data from here, otherwise blank. So now you can see, you can get the answer, still there is an error in the answer. We are talking about only odd number, but here odd number along with the error. So again there is a problem. Then we have to understand the next function, which is if error. So you can't create such kind of logic today. We can create such a kind of logic in the future. If you have a challenge, then you can accept your challenge when once you are very much clear on your basic. So we are working on basic first. So it was my questions. I want only numbers. For numbers, we have to create such kind of functions, such kind of formulas. So how you can use? If your basic is not clear, how you can give the answer? Rahul sir.
Yes, sir.
So that is why we have to work on this. Just think, when we were in the play school or in the nursery class, so none of we are aware with the importance of ABCD, but now we can speak in English because of that 26 letters.
Understood.
So these are the same thing. These are the same thing for us. This is alphabetical kind of, this is very basic kind of thing. But if you get, like, if you want a very like complicated answer from your data, then you have to just think how we can create such kind of formulas. But that time you have to be very much clear on these small functions. What is text, is odd. See, we have is odd. So is odd. If is odd not there, we can't do the answer. So in this case, is what is odd is very much important. Apart from is what, we have to aware, we have to think on is error also, how we can find the solution on error. So there are several things that we have to do during if you are implementing something. So that is why we have to work on the basic part. So we are just talking about very basic. This is the alphabet of Excel. But how we can just combine this function to create dashboards, to create formulas, it's all depend upon basic, how much we are clear on this. Then we can create. You can create complex formulas like this, but once if this is clear. All clear?
Yeah.
So we have done almost 27 functions. Apart from this 6 function, we have 2 more function which is related to true or false. We are getting either true or false. So we have very like basic function which is exact. Exact means you can compare two values whether they are same or not. Suppose you have two database manager, one is Brajesh and another is Rahul, and you just ask about the XYZ numbers. So Brajesh sent you a number called 9266672821. This is the number of maybe Sanjay. This is the number of Sanjay. If you are talking about the Sanjay's number, so you will get two result here. So Sanjay is giving you a number 9266672821. But same if you are talking about Rahul's number, so the number is stored with 9910452822. So you will get two answers from your two employee. One is giving you this number and one is giving you this number. So suppose you are tracking your number is this correct or not. So if you get multiple data, so you can just compare both the data with the exact function. Exact means to compare two values are same or not. So this is false. Suppose 9310802800. You are talking about, suppose, Manish. So we have two data manager. One is Brajesh and another is Rahul. So you are asking about the Manish number. So you will get the same number from the same person, both person. But here in this case, you are getting different number from the different. So if you get thousands of such kind of number, and if you think both are giving the same number, so that means your database is correct. If there is a different number, that means in that database you are finding somewhere false. That means you have to check whether Sanjay is using this number or this number, because it can be this number is true or this number is true. You have to tell your telecallers to find the correct, which is the correct number. So in exact function we can compare two values whether they are same or not. So suppose if you are giving your email ID during the login, so this is brajesh@gmail.com, this is your login ID, and your password is b123 at the rate of 1. Suppose this is your password, but once you log in you are using b123 at the rate of 1, so you can't log in on this, because of in any password they are generally like case sensitive. So here we can use exact. So whether both are correct or not, so both are not correct. These are not correct, these are not same. If you do it same, you will get answer true. So you can compare anything, either number or text or symbols. If both values are same, then you will get true, otherwise false. See, no same data, but here is a same, here we have same data, so you will get true. So exact means to compare two value whether they are same or not. If they are same, then you will get true, otherwise false. So in this series, in true or false series, we have another function which is not starting with is, but the answer is true or false. So is it okay now?
Yes, sir, it's okay. Sir, there is another substitute also.
Can you come towards mic? Your voice is not very much clear.
Oh, okay. Now it's clear.
Yes, it's now better. Please.
Sir, we can. There is another substitute of extract also. Between two column cells, if you put equal to, then also
Exactly. You are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. But there is a difference between exact and equal. See, exact, exact, and you are talking about equal sign, right?
Right.
So suppose I am writing Ram, and here we have Ram. So if you put equals to this equal this, so you will get true.
Right.
But in exact case, these are case sensitive, so you will get false. So this is the difference between exact and equal.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Yes,
Thanks.
right. So in this case, we have learned how we can use this true or false kind of. Now we have another level of basic function which is again based on true or false, but this is bigger one. This is called advanced kind of thing. So most of the you are maybe aware with and or function. Maybe, and there is a function called and there is a function called or. or or and. This is very advanced function which we will use in the future to create complex calculation, in which case we can use and in which case you can use or. Simply or means any. Simply for understanding, or means any and means all. How? Suppose we have a data. Carefully see the data. We have a data called physics, chemistry and math. We have a data of 10 or 15 students. Here we have 10 students data. And my question is, if you will get more than or equal to, greater than equal to 33 marks in all subject, then pass, else fail. In this case, how you can find the result? We need pass or fail kind of result. So in this case you have to check one by one. So here there is a option, there is a hidden feature which is all subject. That means you have to follow the all rule here. All means in this helping column, this is helping column, in under helping column we are using AND function. See, equals to, and there is a first logic. That means you have to check your physics marks under and. If A2 is greater than equal to 33, so this is the first logic. Second logic you have to check, that is chemistry is greater than equal to 33. Then you have to check the third logic, which is greater than equal to 33. So this is the way to use and. Under and you can use multiple logic at a time, so you will get the answer same like true or false. Why true? So every subject having more than 33 numbers. Let's talk about this case. So he has only 14 number in physics. That is why he is failed. He has very good number in chemistry, even passing marks in maths, but not up to mark in physics. That should be minimum 33. So you will get false. If you increase the value, here we have two false, two number. If you increase the date number, so you will get true. If you decrease the number, any of the number you can decrease, you will get false. So we will get answer either true or false. Again, if you are using AND function. For answer, after this logic, you can apply if. So if you are aware with the a bit if, or otherwise we can cover this in the next class. If this equals true, then person is pass, otherwise person is fail. This is very basic logic in if. So your final answer is here, but for final answer you have to be very much aware with, and then you can do this. So that is why basic functions are important. So AND is again basic function, but for advanced analysis you have to be very good in basic function like AND or OR. So is it okay for AND?
Brijesh, one question.
Yes, please.
How do you use, or what is the basis of using, this commas or inverted commas and, brackets while writing the formulas?
See, there is some rule in Excel or any computer language or any tool. If you are talking about any text, so you have to put any text under double quotation. If you are talking about any number, you can put simply without any, and rest where we have to put comma or bracket, something like that. That is based on your syntax. See, if you are talking about sum, very basic. So they are talking about number 1. So you are putting here 12. Then they are already saying put comma. So you have to put comma. Then they are talking about number 2, you have to put number 2. Again they are talking about comma. If you are talking about the third number, and bracket means if you start with any function with bracket, then you have to close after this. So we are going to sum 12, 34 and 90, and if you are just if you want the result, then you have to close it and then it equal. So always if you start any function, then you have to use small bracket start and you have to close small bracket. Now there is another thing here. Suppose number 1 is there. After number 1, you can see there is a capital bracket, bari bracket is there. Such this type of bracket is there. So this is called optional. Optional means either you can put or you can, like, I don't want to sum more than one number, so you will get the answer as a 1. But see, if you just skip, you are not putting here any number. This is mandatory, this is mandatory, and this is optional. So if you don't put any number here, so definitely you will get error. You have to put at least one value what you want to sum. So I want sum of 67. The sum of 67 is 67. If you want to sum of 67 comma, there is a second number 55, so you will get the sum of both number. So that is, so there are, this is based on practice actually. So there is a no basic rule, this is the basic rule actually. Apart from this, that is based on practice. You will be more familiar with where we can use bracket, where we have to use comma, something like that. So that is not a big deal in Excel.
Okay.
Yeah. The same case with the OR function. OR means any. Suppose this is the work experience. You have a data containing work experience, their performance score, and their age. We have a data having value so first of all you have to just understand the data, then you can use your function. We have a database. Just for an example, we have a database. First a column represents your working experience in month. So suppose we have name also, there is a data containing name also, so you can easily understand. So we have a data. If you are talking about Brajesh, so he has 73 months work experience. If you are talking about their performance, the performance is very poor, which is 26 out of 100. Performance score is out of 100, you have only 26 score. And if you are talking about age, so age is 33. So now question is, we will give you promotion. That means you will get promotion, yes or no. It depend upon the criteria. Criteria is, if your work experience is greater than 5 years, that means 60 months, or if your performance score is greater than 80, or your age is less than 30. Any of the condition is required. Either your experience is very good, or your performance is very good, or your age is less than 30, then we can give you the promotion, otherwise no. Again we need a function which is OR. See how OR is working. The same like AND. AND means you have to follow the all conditions, but here you can follow one of the condition from given data. That means either or means either or any. Either you have very good experience like greater than 60, or your performance should be greater than 80, or your age should be less than 30. So under OR, if you put under OR these three conditions, so you will get true. Even age is not supportive, even your performance is very poor, but still you will get promotion because of you are very old employee. You have spent more than 5 years here in this company, so you will get promotion. The same way we have so many data, now we are good. See, there is a condition called false. Why he will not get any promotion? Because he is very new. This is just 2 years and 1 month. Performance is not up to mark. Even age is not good as per data. So requirement is, we will promote young people, not older. So age is not supportive, your performance is not up to mark, even your work experience is not up to mark. That is why this data returns false. In this case, see the case. Sunil is very young, very young. Even performance is not good. Even your work experience is not good, but you have promotion because of your age. You are very young, company wants to promote young people. So in this case, you will be promoted. If you are talking about this. So why? See, in this case, the same, we didn't have very much experience, even performance is not good, even age is not up to mark. So that is why there is it. So in our case, if you just fulfill at least one of the criteria, then you will get true, otherwise false. In this case, you have to fulfill all the criteria to get the result. So now we can answer he will be promoted or not. The answer is simple. If this equals to true, true means yes, you will get promotion. So this is yes, or this is no. In logical condition, we will understand how we can use if, why, double quotation, where you have to put comma, something like that in the next class. But here you have to understand, we are not teaching you this part, just we are solving something. Here we are just going to tell you about the OR function, how OR is working. So this is the OR means any, then you will get true or false, and you have to fulfill the all condition, that is true or false, and the set having 7 more functions which is best, which comes with the result true or false. So that is number is text, is odd, is even, is error, is blank, exact. So now we have 28 function plus 2 more function, that is overall we can say we have done 30 functions. Okay, so we have done 30 functions today. So we have just 5 to 10 minutes break, then we will talk about the next level or next level of the functions.